So typically when I work from a sketch that I'd done on like an exam pad, as you can see, lined paper, I usually create like a skeleton, which you usually see a lot of artists do, which consists of spheres, squares, cylinders. They basically make up the shape of the human body. I didn't do it for Nadine because I felt like she was already anatomically correct. I did pull up a bit of reference just to get it right, and recognizable. The Her back wasn't rounded enough, so I did try and run it off a bit more. Me not using a skeletal reference underneath the main line art layer backfired a bit when I started doing her leg, because I had to imagine where her quad was in correlation to her clothes. So it does help to have that extra layer underneath your line art. The other big challenge was the hand. We all have hands, don't we, artists? They're difficult, but we'll get it right someday. So I put a painted layer underneath just to give me a bit of more guidance and shape to how I want her hand to look like. It needs to look like a functioning hand, but her thumb just looked really big. So I sort of dealt with it for a bit, worked on something else, and next day I pulled it up again and erased because I just was not happy with it, and I tried to use a reference. Sorry about the pause there. I tried to use a reference, but it was a better, but not what I wanted it to be. So eventually I completely erased that and then removed the rough sketch because I felt like that was distracting me. I then made just a quick like triangular rectangular shape and used the reference excuse me, to draw her hand and fingers, and it turned out a lot better than the first one. I think you would agree with me. It's not perfect, but it is a hell lot better. Her thumb is not that massive anymore. What I did next was pulled up the original 3D artwork from the game just to do her hair. I was originally going to trace over it, but I felt like, I need to start learning how to do curly hair instead of constantly relying on a trace over. But this is the process of Nadine so far. She's done. Chloe's up next, who is going to be a bigger challenge because the sketch isn't that great. But thank you very much for tuning in, and I will see you in the next process video.